everybody. Welcome back to UncutAlly. My name's Allie A.
I'm Chris. We're really getting the cat-loving audience
Here's
this time.
Canyon. Can you say hi?
He's so stupid.
He's a silly man. Kai is also over there. So we're back with some more Reddit stories. Canyon, please don't knock down.
Oh, jeez.
No, we're not stepping on the tripod. We're not stepping on it. We're gonna go. Okay, there we go. We're back with some more Reddit advice.
I picked it this time.
Yep. So I'm gonna try and switch on and off, so it's not just me knowing the story. Chris has the upper hand this time.
Not even ready. No, it's a good story.
I don't know. I got a topic, and the topic was finance. And
yes.
That's all I was given.
We're on our /relationship advice.
As always.
Again.
I just want to go over the main rules much quicker than last time. These are our opinions. We are totally open to healthy discussion in the comments and hearing other people's opinions as long as you're respectful. There's a fine line between a relationship that needs some growth and can progress, and a relationship that is toxic. This is not advice for toxic or abusive relationships, unless that's specifically what the story is.
Right.
And 4, I don't remember. So
4, subscribe if you enjoy the video.
Yeah, that's number 4. Maybe I'll remember one of these days.
Yeah, maybe. All right, so ready? I, F25.
25-year-old woman.
Can't afford my boyfriend, M30. This is taking a toll on my finances. How do I bring it up without seeming greedy? That's the title. Is
this your way of telling me that you can't afford me anymore?
Yes.
This is our divorce video.
All right. Well, as I explained in the title, I'm 25 female having this issue with my boyfriend, whom I've been dating for a year. Overall, we've had a pretty good relationship and I'm happy. When we started dating, I discovered he was very frugal, which was great because so am I. However, as the years gone by, I've started noticing that this concept of frugal is very different. His concept of frugal is very different than mine. I'm so bad at reading.
It's okay,
and it's reached a point where it's putting a strain on my finances since I'm kind of supporting both of us. Here are a few examples. Should I read it outright, I guess, and then we discuss?
Yeah, that's what I do. Okay. Unless you need to pause for a reason.
No.
Okay.
So unless I suggest otherwise and plan dates, we never go out. If we do, I go... If we do go out, he'll only go if I pay for whatever activity I've planned. He's good with not going out on dates and just staying home, which I like, but it gets boring after a while. That's the first thing.
Okay.
Second thing, he doesn't do grocery shopping and doesn't like cooking. He only gets takeout, or once in a while he gets a meal delivery service. A lot of times when I go over to his place and I get hungry, I'm either stuck eating junk food snacks or I have to go grocery shopping and pay it out of my own pocket, then cook for both of us. He eats a lot, and whenever he comes to my place, he likes me to cook extra so he can have leftovers to take home. I'm okay with this, however, my grocery bill is going up, and I'm having to cut corners in other areas of my life. For example, I've stopped driving to work, and I now walk 1 hour both ways to save on gas to offset the extra grocery costs.
Girl.
That is wild.
Girl.
That's a wild one.
Girl.
I'm going on a trip next week. I asked him if he'd like to come too, and he agreed after I sent him a spreadsheet of all the costs, flight expenses, etc., and he agreed to it. I bought the plane tickets and booked the hotel a few weeks ago, and he doesn't seem to have any intention to pay his share of the expenses. Like, it's okay. It's taking a dent on my savings, but I can afford this without going into debt. I'd just appreciate a lot if he'd told me beforehand he was up for going on the trip only if I pay for it? ? It's kind of contradictory that she can afford a trip and can't drive to work. For reference, it's not like my boyfriend is a broke student or trying to save money because of debt.
No, he makes 6 figures. Figures.
Canyon! Oh my God.
Christ,
ouch. That was fucked.
Okay?
Holy shit.
Okay?
I'm probably bleeding, but that's okay.
It's not too bad.
Well, you didn't look at this one.
You have a little puncture.
Jesus Christ.
Kane likes to jump on shoulders, and something about these chairs excites him.
Yeah.
This is the second time he did that to Chris.
For reference, it's not like my boyfriend is a broke student or trying to save money because of debt. He makes more than twice as much money as I make, has no debt, no weird addictions, and his net worth is well over $1 million.
I'm throwing my phone. I need to, like, get out aggression right now. I'm livid.
I have no interest in paying him for things or treating me like a sugar baby. I'd just like him to pay his share of joint expenses and dates, but I don't want to start this conversation and have him believe I'm just with him for his money. He brought up concerns about money and how he's never disclosed how much he makes, etc., because he doesn't want women to be after his money. And he doesn't like to spend it because he has a weird OCD about seeing his bank account go up and only up. But this is coming at the expense of mine going down, so yeah, I don't know what to do.
Girl, leave him. Girl, leave him. That man is milking you dry.
The millionaire thing really...
I called it. I was like, he makes six figures. He 100%
$1
makes
million
six
kind of
figures.
ruins any legitimate argument you might have against him. It's like, oh, maybe he's going through some tough stuff he doesn't want to tell her about. Just like not cool in itself. Like you should be honest, right? But
I feel like sometimes I hear stories and like they tend to be heterosexual couples.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, why is the bar on the ground? Why is it on the ground? I just wish he would let me know that I'm paying for everything. No!
On a trip?
No!
I've never heard of the, like, I'm OCD and my bank account needs to go up and only up. Because then that means you're, like, never spending money on anything.
Yes. That's not an OCD thing. First of all, OCD is a condition. Like, no. He needs to make money, but it's, like, at the expense of other things. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the fourth thing.
What was the fourth
We
thing?
can only work with the context that we're given.
Right.
That was the fourth thing. That, like... There's so many other things that are always left out.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only work with what we got.
We got a lot of context.
Oh,
I think.
God.
Plenty of context.
So much context that I'm like, how'd you write this out and not be like, you know?
It's not good.
This is a bad situation.
Yeah. You say leave him. Just kidding.
See, here's why I think leave him.
Yeah.
Anytime you're afraid to talk to your partner about something, you are not communicating, you should not be in a relationship. Unless it's like for example, I have panic attacks around certain topics, so Chris doesn't bring those topics up to me. But it's not like, babe, I'd have a panic attack if we talked about our finance. Like, they can make you sad, they can make you anxious, but like, that's a part of you living. Like, if it's something vital to you or to your relationship, and you can't discuss it, that is bad. That is bad. That's a bad sign.
Oh, God.
Canyon, you are in a mood today.
He looked like he was going to go all the way up.
Canyon's obsessed with you right now.
Good boy, I guess.
And your pain.
Oh,
you have your foot out. He's going to grip your toe. He
Oh,
usually
no.
only does that with me. He's going to rub all over your toe, and he
Oh.
also is going to grip it. He's so cute.
He just laid down on me instead.
Good boy.
Oh,
No, there
there
are
it
the
is.
claws on your toe.
Ouch.
We need to cut their nails.
I was gonna say, I mean, I completely get like it being a year and you're not like sharing finances or whatever, but like these are just discussions on like joint trips and things.
But they
like
are
that.
sharing finances.
Well, not really.
You don't.
I mean, they don't have the same bank account. Or
That's
anything
not.
like that.
But that's not sharing finances in its totality.
You're right. She's buying all like their food pretty much.
Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right now, her finances are their finances. They are in
Right.
some way sharing finances.
Yeah.
It's not like they were like, hey, my money's my money, your money's your money. Like, if we go out, we each pay for something, or if we're going on a trip, like, then we wouldn't be having this issue.
Yeah.
The issue is, babe, my money's my money. But if you could just make extra food for me so that I can have leftovers, that would be great.
It probably like happened over time. You know what I mean?
If you
like,
can,
it just got worse and worse.
if
The
you
trip
can
thing
pay
sucks.
for my yeah, I'd love to go on a trip with you, and you're planning it, right? Cool. Like, that's just
giving nothing.
insane to me. And at some
giving
like before you plan a trip, you should discuss finances. Like, I think that might be a fault on her if she didn't mention, like, you're paying your share, I'm paying my share.
Right, well, she said that that's what they agreed on.
Oh, she said that?
But then she said she doesn't think he's going to pay it
Oh,
back.
then never mind. Girl, go. Girl, what are you doing?
So what's your advice for having this
Sue him.
conversation about money?
Sue
with
him.
Your advice is to leave?
Oh, fine. All right. If
If you love him.
No, that's not at all what I was going to say.
Okay.
If you think this is worth a conversation first.
Yeah.
Kenyon, you're very pained today.
He sure is.
If you think it's worth having that conversation to see if growth can happen, and I do agree, you should have a conversation first. Discuss the issues you're having with your partner before breaking up. However, it feels like they're not talking at all. And
ignoring the
his
problem.
little, like, isms are weird, and I don't know.
Do you think he's actually not a millionaire, though? What if he's broke?
I wouldn't
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I also don't think that's the case. I think he's just mooching off of her. I want to know, like, what's his relationship history? Has he done this before? You can't be frugal and only be frugal on your side, but expect everything, you know?
Right.
Like, I understand being wealthy from being frugal. I'm putting my leg up.
Ooh,
There's a difference between frugal and mooching off of somebody, you know? Like,
yeah.
If I'm frugal, I am saving pennies, I am, you know, using coupon. Like, there are ways to cut back your spending, and you're very conscious of your spending. But in turn, you don't then spend somebody else's money. That's not frugal. That's being
dumb.
That's mooching off of somebody. Like, he has no care or concern for her money.
Right.
I don't know if she's brought it up to him before. I don't know, like, what the situation is. No, I mean, it's intentional ignorance, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he knows that this costs money. If he's frugal in his own way, he knows that the things that he's asking her to do are to save him money, which means that it's costing her money. But he's acting like he doesn't know. He's acting like, babe, you're so great. Could you, like, he's wording it in ways where it's not focusing on the money. Where, like, I feel like probably when he has to pay for things, it's focusing on the money. It's like, oh, well, you owe me this much. When we go out, we're like she said, whenever I invite him to something, he's fine with coming if I pay for the activity or I pay for the dinner. He's very conscious of, like, oh, this is what I'm going to say. Money's important. However, when it's something for him to save money that costs her money, it's like, babe, I really need some leftovers. You're already cooking. Like, I definitely know how he's spinning it.
Right.
I used to be a very toxic and manipulative person. Like, I know how it happens.
That's the rumor. Just kidding.
The rumor's true. I mean, I think a lot of teenagers tend to be a little toxic and manipulative.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I definitely grew through it, and I hope I'm not anymore.
No.
Okay, good.
No, okay, good. Okay.
Okay. What the fuck was I saying? So I definitely know, I can hear ways of spinning it, of, like, hey, you're already cooking. Would it be cool if you just, like,
made a little extra?
Yeah, made, like, 2 more chicken cutlets that I can take home for my leftovers.
That sounds sweet. It's like, oh,
exactly. But, like, that's cooking. The thing. But think about it. Like, it's one thing if that's all he asked for. Yeah. Fine. But here's the other side of it. Like, if you said that to me, not that I would cook chicken, but, like, if you were like, hey, can you make an extra batch of pasta for me so that I can take to work? I'd be like, of course. That's not a problem at all. Yeah. But then, like, that happens every week. I'm like, hey, I'm totally fine still cooking for you. Is there any way you could just, like, chip in $5-10 to my grocery bill? You know, I love cooking for you, and I don't care about the like, the expenses, but it's cutting into my expenses a little more than I'd like. So, is that a good compromise? Like, I would still cook for you. I'll still do everything. Yeah. But if you could just chip in a little bit, like,
that's a good way to word it.
Balance.
I like that way to word it.
There's absolutely no balance here. Yeah. He's not paying for anything. She's cooking everything. Like,
she's planning all the dates and trips. She
planned everything, and he still won't pay for it. Like, they won't go on dates unless she's planning and pay. Like, that's insane. What does he do? What does he that's a genuine
love.
What does he contribute? No, he doesn't. What does he contribute to this relationship? Right. What is his contribution if you are doing everything? And then just the way she's wording it is worded so much like somebody who's just been beaten down or manipulated.
She doesn't even know, like, if
she doesn't even
she should ask
understand how she's not in the wrong.
Right.
Like, she can't conceptualize. She's like, I know, he's so particular about it. He
loves his money going
He
up.
really needs to see his money. Bitch, we all do. That's not how life works. That's just not how life works. Like,
I wish.
if you only want your money to go up, then you need to cut down your expenses on your own.
Yeah.
Like, you owe him nothing. You owe him absolutely nothing, and you especially do not owe him the opportunity for his wealth to go up. He makes double her salary.
Did it say double her salary?
I'm pretty sure it said double her salary.
I thought he had, I know he has $1 million in the bank. So
read the last fucking paragraph in it. I'm pretty sure she said he makes double what I make, and his net worth is $1 million.
His net worth is $1 million.
She definitely...
Yeah, you're right. More than twice as much. And he has no debt.
Girl.
I like how she mentioned he has no weird addictions. As if, like...
Well, that's what people would bring up, like, oh, he's definitely, like, gambling it away.
Right.
You know?
Right.
That man's a child. Like, you're his mother at this point. Like, this is what that relationship is. If you are paying for everything and cooking for him and planning everything in his life, he is a baby who just happens to have a job, you know?
That's true. A lot of people have jobs that get paid well, but they're not necessarily, like, super good people or whatever, or, like, good...
I would argue most people who make very good salaries are not good people.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But we won't get into that.
I'm just saying, like, that doesn't mean he's, like, epic successful man.
That way. Yeah.
She needs to, like, stay with because she's, like, thinks he's smart or whatever. Like, he could also just be...
She mentioned nothing that is redeeming about this man.
No, she didn't. She didn't even mention...
You're even allowing him to be smart.
I know. I'm allowing a lot.
But... Your bar's low for men, too.
Yeah. Men suck, so I get it.
Men suck. Chris McCammon.
Men suck.
I'm, like, angry.
I love your reaction to things. It's awesome. I'm glad I didn't tell you about it.
Seething. I had to throw my phone because normally when, like, shit like that happens, I have to pace around because I get angry and I, like, start pacing around and screaming. But I was like, I need to stay in the seat or else my editor will be mad at me.
I, like, pick up the camera following around the house or something.
Just Maury style.
Yeah.
So, if you think this relationship is worth having the conversation first, I think you should. Okay.
Yeah. I was going to say, I would say, if this conversation came up as her, here's what I would say.
Okay.
I would say...
Am I the guy?
Yeah. Hey.
Hey, babe.
So, I want to pay... Wait,
okay. No. Sounds good. You fucked it up. You fucked it up, Chris.
I think we should plan every other date and pay for every other date, and I'll pay for my dates and you pay for your dates. So it's more even, and I know you don't go out too much, but...
No thanks.
Okay, flip side.
I can't look at your stupid face.
Okay.
I won't say, like, word for word what he should do. What she should do. But.
Okay. What should she do? I have $1 million. I have $1 million.
I won't say, like, word for word what
money
to
goes
say.
Up. Just like Dogecoin, money go up.
He's totally a finance bro.
Yeah.
I won't say, like, word for word what I think she should say, but you have to be stern, you know? Mm-hmm. I think if you want real change, you have to show that you're adamant. You have to gain your strength back. Like, other than, like, if it's a very abusive situation and, like, you're worried about his reaction.
Right.
Then, like, of course, assess the situation, be as safe as possible, safely get out of that situation if possible. At that point, you should not have a conversation. You should be looking how you can safely remove yourself from the situation. But let's say it's not that situation.
Yeah.
He's just
weird.
Manipulative and weird. You go to him and you sit him down like, I think if you do love him and you do want this relationship to go well, you start with good things. So like, I, have loved our year and I love the things that we do and this and that. What?
I'm moving the guy.
Oh, okay. And just like, uplift him and just be like,
oh, thanks.
But like, I am having to cut corners that I did not originally have to cut before we started our relationship. And while, of course, your expenses are going to go up when you're in a relationship, like you're now paying for 2 people when you go out, you're now doing more activities. That makes complete sense. And that's not the issue. The issue is I feel like there's an imbalance. I know I said I wasn't going to say word for word, but I think focusing on there's an imbalance in it. Right. I'm not saying I want to stop. I'm saying we need to make this a much more even split. And then give examples. Like I'd said, I love cooking for you. If you do. If you don't, just say, I hate cooking.
I hate cooking.
But I guess she does. Let's go with she does.
Yeah.
I love cooking for you. I do not mind it at all. I'm happy to make you the extra leftovers. Like, that's not an issue. However, those extra groceries do cost some money, and I mean, that'd be a great step forward of if you're willing to pay for those leftovers, I'm willing to cook them. Like, that's not at all an issue. I'm already cooking. Like, that's totally fine. But, what?
You forgot. However, I'm walking to work instead of driving my car.
I know. Like, I have a car, and I have to walk to work an hour each way.
That's really, like, a weird expense to cut. Like, that means... like, you've exhausted, hopefully, a lot of other options.
What is an hour walking to driving? Isn't that like a 15-minute drive? 20-minute drive?
Dude, less. Probably like a 10-minute drive. No. And it takes like 12 minutes per mile, roughly, to walk. Let's say 10 for ease of it.
Okay, so it's 6 times as long.
So that's 6 miles. It's a 6-mile drive.
Which is like a 10-minute drive.
Right. So, like, that is crazy to me. Because even if, let's, like, give the benefit of the doubt, like, it's, like, 15 miles, like, then, like, you use a gallon per day for your commute.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
which is, like, $5.
So low. Yeah, like, how poor are you?
That's like, that is rough.
I have a lot of questions about their finances that's what she cut.
She might not even, like, know exactly what's best to cut, because that seems like the worst possible thing.
Yeah, because, like, that's what I was trying to do. The math of, like, how much money are you saving by walking?
Right. Well, you're also still paying for, like, your car insurance and shit. So, like, your car is, like, continuously depreciating, but you're not using it. It's just kind of weird. That one's kind of
like,
weird.
Has she just cut everything else that's all she had left?
I don't know. But she said she can afford this trip, which is like $5,000.
I would cut a man before I cut my car. Like.
Yeah. I don't know. She's like.
I want that on a shirt.
She's not rationally cutting expenses either.
I think it's one of those situations where you will live like you are so poor for your savings to be insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because she's frugal, right?
Yeah,
but like you already have the car though. Like, she might have a car payment she's paying too, and she's not using it.
Like, because that's what I'm thinking of. Like, oh, you can afford the trip. It's because that's her savings.
Right. She can save $5 a day potentially.
Exactly.
At the high end. Like,
people are willing to make their savings account $100,000, and their checking account like $20. Right. You know what I mean? Like, they will act like they have no money and they're a millionaire because it's all in savings, which is a whole other spiel about how Chris and I feel about saving everything for a rainy day.
Right.
Like, there's a balance, of course, but our philosophy is we will never miss an opportunity within reason. Like, we're not spending above our means.
We're not going in debt.
But we're, like, I don't want my savings to be hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I don't get to live until I'm 50. Like, I absolutely do not agree with that philosophy.
Yeah.
I think that was a very old philosophy of, like, your 401k and this and that, and, like, save everything for a rainy day. And it's like, maybe just spend it on a sunshine day, Like, save for your rainy day, but take advantage of your sunny days. That's what I'm gonna say.
A lot of good shirts we can make.
I know, right? Things. Like that's how we live.
Yeah.
We are contributing to our savings, but I'm not contributing my whole paycheck because I'm gonna go to Disneyland. I'm gonna go out to dinner. I'm gonna go on that trip with my friends. Like,
yeah, you got it.
Don't not live your life.
Yeah.
To save money to later live your life, because none of that shit's guaranteed. Go on the trip tomorrow within your means. It's very much within your means, and like, if you have the ability to do this, it seems like they do. He definitely fucking does, and I know that was such a tangent, but she needs to have that conversation of, I am walking to work right now. I have a car.
Like, you'd be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I mean, he has to. Do they not talk about... That's my other question.
Right,
like,
talk about your days?
How does he not know... ignorant. Like, he's being intentionally ignorant in it.
Maybe they don't talk about their dates. Some people probably don't.
Like, for a year? You don't know for a year that that's what she's doing? You ever notice how toned her legs are from walking 2 hours a day?
She worked out, I guess. Maybe she just says she works out.
She does!
Holy shit. Anyway, this is wild. This was wild.
Like, that's how you breach the conversation. You be honest. You need to communicate. Like, while he's very, very much at fault for a lot of things, you are also at fault for not communicating.
Yeah.
And of course, like, if it's a bad situation and it seems like you've been manipulated into thinking you shouldn't communicate the way you need to, you should. You 100% should. You are valid in your thoughts. You're valid in how you feel.
Yeah.
You need to share that with the person or people that you love. Like, regardless of the relationship, you need to be honest with people however you can. Of course, you know the person, you know how to be honest with them and when to be honest with them and when sometimes you shouldn't. But if this is getting to your life this much and he is completely mooching off of you like this,
that's short.
You gotta call it that. You gotta call it what it is. He's mooching off of you, and you have to communicate with him about it. You have to tell him, hey, I'm poor now.
Thanks.
Please pay me for our trip.
Yeah.
We agreed to it. Start getting things in writing. If he's not going to pay for things, get it in writing and then sue him. Sue him for everything that and sue him. Do both. Leave him and sue him.
Right.
Same day. Serve him, get the papers served, and break up with him.
Papers.
This
is my relationship resignation letter.
And here's a lawsuit.
Cool. Good advice. I think we did
it. Do you? I guess I'm done.
I gave some good advice. No, I didn't know if you were done.
You just assumed I was.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Thanks, Chris.
Like, sometimes I can gauge when you're done talking. Not very well.
Yeah. Do you want me to be done?
No.
Rude. I don't even know what the fuck else I was gonna say. It was so rude.
I don't know.
It was so rude.
Apologize. Mm-hmm. Communication. Mm-hmm. Important.
So yeah, have that honest conversation, and based on everything you said and how you worded it, you should go. You should go somewhere.
Yeah, it's probably
else.
Too far gone, huh?
I don't think he would have a good reaction to it, you know? Like, I don't see him not being, like, trying to twist it around that, well, you're asking me for money now, and you know how I am. I don't like my bank.
You would try to twist it, right?
Yeah, like
you're a gold digger kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't even touch on he doesn't like women taking his money. What?
It's so gross, Allie. This article is gross.
That's a valid concern when you're wealthy of, like, people are only with you for your money or your fame or whatever. But
you don't spend.
She has more than proven that she's willing to pay for things.
Right.
You have not.
He might be testing her. If she pays for like 5 years, then suddenly he starts paying for everything.
Gross.
I hate, that's not, gross, I'm not saying to do that.
Gross.
I might be doing that right now. Just kidding.
Yeah, you're paying for everything?
I'm just kidding.
Do you want me to start paying
No.
Chris pays our rent because I make significantly less than him.
But we compromise.
We do.
And we each pay for things that make sense.
Yeah, it's not like I don't pay for anything.
Right.
Pay our renter's insurance. It's just so
There
low.
you go.
But like we evenly split going out, and
Yeah.
I also have debt. Like all the things she said he doesn't have, and reasons why she would front cause.
Right.
They also don't even live together.
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah. It's crazy.
that makes less sense to me. How are you paying so much for a man you don't even live with?
Right. Imagine when you live together and like every day you're eating together. Like they might just be like dating now and again.
I know.
Like not every day, but like imagine every day like she's
And I
cooking
offered
for
to
him.
pay rent. Like he hasn't offered to pay
He
anything.
doesn't offer to do it. He doesn't want it. No. He offered to pay for the trip, some of it.
And then he's just not.
He forgot, Allie. Come on, give him the benefit.
No, she said it seems there's no intention of paying me back. Girl,
this is a problem.
you can try to have that conversation, honest communication.
Yep.
Be upfront with him, remind him that like you're not in it for the money, but there's an imbalance and you feel like almost he's in it for the money.
Mm-hmm. That's a good way to spin it. Which is the truth.
Yeah. And any bad reaction, which I imagine there would be,
Yeah.
is going to tell you. If he's not immediately like, I had no idea, I'm sorry. Even that.
Yikes.
A year.
That's a long. A year's
like,
a long time.
did you not notice that things were happening and you didn't pay for it? Like, you know,
Didn't know I was walking to work every day.
You can't be that dumb. You can't be that dumb.
Yeah. No.
Even if he offers to change, you can try, but that won't be a long change. I think your best bet, if you do want to have the conversation, and then monitor it.
Yeah.
Start actively asking for money. Start saying, okay, we're splitting this. Okay, can you take me out on a date for fucking once? You know, like...
I think I'm going to start being like this guy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You're going to be divorced.
These are really good examples for how I can be a better man.
Don't.
Right?
And then you take that back immediately.
Okay.
You don't want that. That's on the internet forever now that you said that. How do you feel?
That was a joke. Don't take it out of context.
People are gonna take it out of context. Chris McCammon,
Damn.
finance bro. Minecraft for meh, gone off the deep.
Oh no. That's awesome.
There's no way that this can get better.
No. Sorry to break the bad news.
Yeah, like...
This is rough.
I think, sure, take a shot at it. It can't be worse, knock on wood, it can't be worse. But... It's tough. Any remarks from you?
No, I feel like I injected my weirdness into this episode enough.
Yeah, I feel like I talk a lot more.
You're the wisdom.
It's just, Chris and I have very similar opinions on things.
Yeah.
But he doesn't word them the best sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine.
Play it to each other's strengths, right?
Yeah. So I think you do very well bouncing off of me than, like, leading the conversation.
Yeah.
Is that an accurate assessment?
Yeah, it depends. If it's tech, it's the opposite.
Next episode, we're doing our tech advice.
That'd be funny if that was a red. Do I get a...
How do I shut down my laptop?
Get an Android or an iPhone? How do I shut off my computer?
Please help.
Yep.
But is that an accurate assessment?
That is accurate.
You don't feel like I'm talking over you or talking too much or anything?
No.
Good.
Do you?
I mean, I have anxiety, so I worry about everything.
Well, you know.
But I hope I don't.
No, you're good. Oops.
Stop hating everything. You're so long.
My legs are long.
They're too long.
Well, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already.
Don't do it.
To not miss another episode of Reddit Stories. Don't subscribe.
This isn't Reddit Stories.
What is it?
Uncut Advice.
Uncut Advice. You called it that in the beginning of the episode.
I said Reddit Advice. I said Reddit Stories, and then Kenya came in, and I fixed it to Reddit Advice. Calling me out. He's calling me out. Oh, this poor girl. I want to hug her.
I know. If you live near us, we can hang out and get coffee.
Yeah, if you are free, we'll hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll pay. We'll pay for it. Don't even worry about it, girl.
Just once. Every other, you know. Keep it even.
I feel like this was a really good, fun conversation.
Yeah. It was.
I'm still
gets
in
worse.
shock that this is real.
I just hate when they get worse.
It just keeps hitting me. I was like, a year.
Yeah.
Why is the bar so low? Anyway, thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Have a great day and happy birthday. Love you all. Bye.
Bye. You're gonna stay like that?